I'm a professional, but this woman, she's a business. If you knew what she could do to you with just that cup of coffee.
You're lucky this place has rules.
The Artemis isn't safe for us, because it is. It's a portable vault.
Worth about 18 million.
Wolf King's probably gonna want those back.
Okay, this is a real problem. It's here.
Open the gate!
That's against the rules.
Rules? Without the rule breakers, honey, where would you be?
You got like a plan. You're my brother. I love you.
3D printing complete.
I got the next best thing. I got a gun.
I guess my ballroom days are over, baby.
Showtime. Am I gonna make it out of here?
We can do it together.
This is what I do.
Visiting hours are never.
Busy night at the Artemis.
What the flick, everybody? Christy, Matt,
Hi.
Alonzo. Hotel Artemis, not the hotel for assassins from John Wick, but it's a hospital for assassins.
Yes.
It does
Right?
feel like it's of that world, though.
I didn't see it.
Feels
Tell me
very
about
John
it.
Wicky.
So Hotel Artemis is in the future where people go to. It's a hospital for criminals. It's not hotel for dogs. It's a triage for criminals. And
Must
you know,
love thugs.
here's a futuristic thing that you could get right now. The TYT app. See what I did there?
Nice.
Go to tyt.com/app. You can get us in your pocket, in your phone. Wouldn't that be exciting? All the great Young Turks and What the Flick content and everything, just at the comfort of your own device. This movie's set slightly in the future. There are riots going on in Los Angeles. It's like, what, 10 years from now?
It's 2028
It's
in
2028. All of the water has been privatized, and there's riots going on. And in the middle of that, there's a heist that goes a little bit wrong. Sterling K. Brown brings his brother who's been shot to this hotel, and Jodie Foster runs the hospital. Her nurse is played by Dave Bautista, who is awesome in this. And there are other criminals there, either recovering or getting treatment, and everybody's in the mix and things go sideways.
It's a really interesting cast, and it's a really interesting idea, and I would say that every detail of this world is very well thought out. From a visual perspective, it's a really cool combination of classic LA Art Deco with like futuristic touches, and in between some kind of grungy looking 70s elements. And they sound like they may not all go together, but it's very specific and very consistent from an aesthetic perspective.
Right.
I like that about it.
This is a future that we could potentially see, right? Because a lot of times in a movie, you know, like you'll see
Flying cars.
a Star Trek, right?
They're
Where
not flying
everything
cars.
looks futuristic, and this is one where it's like, oh, you can see that this is an older building that's still being used.
Yeah, the
right?
tile in the bathrooms is the kind of tile you see in a lot of like Spanish style apartments that were
Right.
built in the 1920s. So it looks, and you see, you know, the LA skyline, you see the US Bank Tower. Like it's a recognizable LA, but it has gone to hell.
Yeah.
You know, it is dystopia. The dystopia is coming. And so I like the combination of stuff that is happening. I love the cast and the fact that you have people here who you don't necessarily see in a big, ambitious sci-fi action thriller, like Charlie Day, for example, like Jenny Slate, you know, people that you don't necessarily see or expect, like Jodie Foster, actually,
Right.
you know, and she's done action films, of course, over the years, but this is a very, very different one for her. It's an interesting role in that she's really hardened, and life has been hard on her, and she's also very fragile, you know, and she's hold herself up in this place and managed to survive for a long time by aligning herself with a lot of very dangerous people, and yet she is secure in her little bunker. She is great in it. It's a funny, showy role for her.
And she's clearly having a good time in this,
Yeah.
right? As much as she's not phoning it in, like she's really putting in a real performance, and this character's very grounded in a way and very believable, but you can see there's like a little bit of a twinkle in her that like, look at this, you know, as she walks around taking these tiny little old lady steps, right?
She shuffles.
Right, she shuffles around in a hurry.
With her little bag.
Right, with her little bag. I continue to be impressed by Dave Bautista.
Yeah, he's funny
You know,
in this.
he
He's
sounds like he grew up in East LA. He's very proud of saying, you know, do you see this? This means I'm a healthcare professional, but that knowledge goes both ways, and what I can fix, I can break, and you know.
And Jeff Goldblum showing up and being Jeff Goldblum, just being like a complete weirdo on cue, which is always delightful.
I have to admit, looking at this cast and like future dystopic LA, my first thought is Southland Tales.
Oh.
Is it
Yeah.
like that at all? Is it better than that?
I never saw
or-
Southland Tales.
Oh, okay, well, never mind.
I have
then.
3 hours of my life that you don't have. No, I like the idea of this. I like the look of this. There's not much to it. It's a lot
Right.
of surface and it's kind of superficial, and I don't know that there's a whole lot of depth to whatever allegory this is intended to be. I think it's just an exercise in style, and that's cool. John Wick, also exercise in style, you know.
Yeah, but
it's
John
fine.
Wick's got a little bit of depth to it.
Emotionally.
Right, there's some emotional weight to it. And
The dog!
Right, this one is, it goes for that. It doesn't really nail it. The one line they keep saying, 2 or 3 times in the movie, it's harder to get out than get in. And that's supposed to mean something, and it kind of does. But it's, for what it's trying to do, it does most of it. It's got delusions of trying to have some kind of deeper context to it, and there isn't. That's not necessary at all. So fine.
This is directed by Drew Pearce, who I think he also wrote it. Yeah, he wrote it and directed it. He has written a Mission Impossible. He has written an Iron Man. So he has danced around this kind of big spectacle. This is more intimate. I mean, despite like the mass chaos going on around the building, this is more intimate. This is very, very specific. Again, I liked it. I wasn't moved by it, and I remember nothing about it afterward. Like, I don't feel different in any way afterward. Like, it was cool in the moment. It was a cool exercise, and I'm not sure it really amounts to much more beyond that.
We talked about the cast. Is it Sofia Boutella?
Who was in The Mummy.
The Mummy. Who I think, it's nice to see her actually given something interesting to do in this movie. The movie sets itself up that we could get a sequel.
Okay.
Definitely, and sure, I could.
Second best Hotel Artemis.
I could,
exotic.
the return trip, checking in again. I could watch another one of these. Sure.
Okay.
Numbers?
6.
7.
Okay, so our number 6.5 is at 70% on the tomato meter. So yeah, it's cool. It's violent. Bye.